So tell me in your own words, what happened last night?
LSE invited me to give a lecture to the students. It was excellent event for over an hour and a half, and almost 200 students attended, both in the class and by Zoom. And unfortunately, some people that are extremists, in my opinion, radicals, try to bully and to create the impression that the Israeli ambassador shouldn't speak on campus. And we will never surround to bullying. And I won't be intimidated by that. And I'm very appreciative both to the British government that gave a clear support to freedom of speech and to the fact that we should be respected on campus, and they condemned the people that were trying to prevent that, and also to my protection team that made everything to make it happen.
You did actually manage to speak there. The event went ahead. You weren't prevented from speaking, were you?
Absolutely not. I was speaking for over an hour and a half, giving the students time to ask questions about everything regards to Israel that they are interested in. And also the dialogue was very fruitful and they showed interest and knowledge. It was really fascinating evening for me.
But you had to be effectively bundled into your car to leave the building. Did you feel that you were under physical threat by some of the people outside? I gather there were one or two people who tried to rush the car.
Again, it's really important for me to say my protection team did a great work, and I always feel protected and secured. But I do think that some of the people there were using violence and were trying to intimidate me and what I represent, which is a democratic country in the Middle East, a great ally and friend of the UK. And they want to prevent this very, very legitimate voice to be sound. And we won't allow that, and the British government won't allow those people to succeed in what they're trying to achieve. And the truth is, they failed because the lecture was taking place, and now instead of having the photos of Ambassador not attending, they have the whole British government supporting me and condemning them.
Do you wonder why these people are so determined to protest about your presence? But if the Chinese or the Russian ambassadors had been present, I doubt whether there would have been a murmur outside.
This is an excellent question, and actually I would say this is hypocrisy. And when it comes to values, we have so much more values to share as democratic countries and as the representative of the only democratic country in the Middle East. And I find it very sad that they put so much energy in order to do something so basic, like to have academic debate and academic dialogue.
Do you think the protesters are driven just by wanting to protest against things that the government of Israel does, although we should explain there's been a change of government in Israel recently, or do you think it is much deeper than that, and that this is yet another example of people who believe not just that Israel doesn't have the right to exist, but a Jewish state doesn't have the right to exist?
Unfortunately, I would say that the second one is the right thing. It's much deeper. And I'm sure that those people don't represent the majority of the British people. They are vocal, but they don't represent the majority of the people. I think that I was definitely having the same feeling during our last military operation with Gaza when the conflict, when Israel was under attack, and we had those people coming and burning Israeli flags and being very violent with their statements, using convoys and calling to do horrible things to our daughters, things that even the British Prime Minister had to condemn because they were really repulsive things. And I think we cannot accept that. And part of it is anti-Semitism. An anti-Jewish state is also part of like a modern version of anti-Semitism.
And we should also remember, and this is quite an incredible statistic really, but it's only 83 years since Kristallnacht, which happened, that was 83 years, the anniversary was actually last night, the terrible events in Germany, the pogroms against the Jews in Germany. I'm not for one moment comparing last night's events to that at all, but that wasn't that long ago.
Well, it's very important to remember Kristallnacht, but as you said, it has nothing to do to what happened last night, and we shouldn't make any comparison to those horrible dark times in history. Actually, I have a full confidence that the British government today handles those events in the best way, make sure that people that are not working according to the British law will be under investigation, and things like that shouldn't happen in a way that will create delegitimation of representatives of a democratic country to have a dialogue in a very important and respectful institution like LSE. And I would like to thank also to LSE, because they didn't surround to those bullies that were trying to say cancel the lecture, don't give her the stage. I was given the stage in the best way, and I was delivering open dialogue. Again, for me, the most important thing is the
Okay.
dialogue, the ability to speak to the students
We like a bit of
and
dialogue on
listen.
this station too. Ambassador, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you. And last thing, we will continue to perform in every British campus. They will never give us the, the feeling that we are being intimidated.